Hello, Arsenal fans, and welcome to the latest edition of the GunnersForever video blog. As always, I'm Alan, sitting next to my esteemed colleagues, Aaron and Sam. Today, there's a few things we're going to be talking about. Obviously, the post-match, review of the game against Sunderland, how we played there, and our man of the match. And we'll also be talking about the upcoming A.C Milan game for Champions League that kicks off Wednesday. We're going to be breaking it down for the keys to success. What we have to do in order to secure points and virtually try and put this tie out of the way already. And after that, we'll discuss a little bit more about who is going to play a big factor in that game, and we'll start off right now. What you guys think of the Sunderland game, Aaron? What are your thoughts?
Well, the Sunderland game, I would say, was a rather disappointing performance. Granted, the result was pretty favorable. I think the fact that other results around the league went completely in our favor, as in Liverpool lost, Chelsea lost, Newcastle lost, that really worked in our favor and got us into that fourth position, but that doesn't change the fact our performance was terrible. We couldn't break down the Sunderland defense until the 70th minute. I mean, come on. Granted, their defense was very well organized and well marshaled by John O'Shea up till the 70th minute at least. We just couldn't break them down, and it was painful to watch. The goal that they scored, very unfortunate. It happens, I guess, even though it seemingly happens to us more than any other teams. Some of the usual players like Oxlade-Chamberlain and Van Persie didn't really play too well. They weren't getting involved as much as they should have, at least in the case of Van Persie. Oxlade-Chamberlain was just being out-muscled off the ball by Bardsley on a constant basis. And it kind of brought us back down to earth, especially the key performers from other matches like Oxlade-Chamberlain and Van Persie. So the man of the match for me, I mean, I guess you would have to say it's Henry because no real performer stood out over the other. Koscielny, who's normally solid, was just a notch below that, even though he didn't really have much to do. Sunderland barely attacked the entire game. Their key players like McLean and Sessegnon were marked out of the game quite well, obviously, except for the McLean goal. But even that, I mean, it's just pure luck. The goals that we scored, Ramsey's great, instant impact off the bench too. The substitution was a very good one too, I'd say. He could have brought on Ben Ayoun, but I think Ramsey was the right substitution because of the energy that he added to the game, something that we were lacking after trying to constantly break the door down. Henry and Arshavin, of course, also good substitutions. Some people might say that Wenger might have gotten lucky with how well those subs work out, but he could have easily brought in Ben Ayoun instead of Arshavin, and we probably wouldn't have won the game. So kudos to Wenger for his man management and substitution pattern skills displayed during that game. Otherwise, Sunderland game, disappointing. It wasn't a very happy day for me because I just assumed that we weren't going to score. But, whatever. We need those scrappy wins once in a while. And it's nice to see that we are capable of the same scrappy wins that Manchester United and Tottenham have gotten over the past couple of weeks. Man U over the past couple of years. But,
Well, Arshavin obviously came off the bench, assisted the goal, and gave an overall, I guess, a pretty solid performance, compared to other performances he's had. Sam, what exactly do you think this does for his confidence? Do you think, Arshavin's? Do you think Wenger's going to feature him against Milan, or?
I definitely think this helps Arshavin a lot. It's nice to see Arshavin come out, once in a while, do something nice for our club. It's been a while since I've seen Arshavin, do something for us. That assist was crucial. Mm-hmm. It's great to see Henry leave the Premier League on on a great note.
Mm.
That was a great goal. And as far as Arshavin, going back to Arshavin, yeah, I think it's gonna boost his confidence. And maybe if we need him against AC Milan, that would be a great sub to put in. Grant the fact that he came out and he won the game first. He's gonna come out confident and think he could do something against AC Milan, and hopefully it works out.
Mm-hmm. See, normally I would say, okay, yeah, Arshavin crossed the ball for the goal, and whatever, he's expected to do that. But the one key point about Arshavin's assist was that he was pretty much closed down. There were two defenders right there, and the ball split the two defenders. It was an amazing cross, a touch of class that we sorely missed from Arshavin throughout this entire season.
Definitely agree. And let's switch gears a little bit to the Milan game. What we think our keys to success are exactly. Well, there's a few points to talk about. Before the game even starts, obviously there could be the possible return of three of Milan's prime players. That's Alexander Pato, Kevin Prince Boateng, and also Alessandro Nesta. What do you guys think? Does that help Milan, or does it? What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's going to help them against us, or would it rather you think we'd be able to handle the players a lot easier?
Well, I would certainly say that the fact that a couple of their key players are returning, especially one as key as Kevin Prince Boateng and even Alessandro Nesta, can only be a boost to their chances and to their confidence. Because that would mean, for one, they're not going to have to play Philippe Mexes, who from what I've been seeing, hasn't been the signing that they thought he would be. And at the same time, I mean, Pato is a very dangerous player, no matter what. No matter how overrated someone thinks he is still very dangerous, and he's very, very quick and agile. Kevin Prince Boateng, bruiser in the midfield that can do anything and runs from one end of one box to the other end of the other box. It can only help their chances for them. Not for us.
I think so too. I think Mexes obviously didn't have a very good game against Udinese. I didn't know if you guys saw the game, but he was not a very good player for them. Obviously Antonio Di Natale, Udinese striker, who we actually played in the Champions League earlier in the year when we were trying to qualify. We had some trouble with him, and I guess Milan just couldn't do it. Milan pretty much won the game this weekend against Udinese 2-1 because of just an awful performance by their goalkeeper Samir Handanovic, and they capitalized, and that brings us to our next point: the key to success against Milan. What we need to do in order to not only maybe effectively end the tide, at San Siro, but also just overall have us dominate the game. And my first point is neutralizing the midfield. Obviously, Milan has a huge luxury of being able to put out any kind of team they want. They could put an offensive team out there, they could put in a defensive team out there, and then they can just control the pace.
Yeah, they have a wide selection of center midfielders.
Yes, they do. They have No Chirino, who has been playing very well for the team. Not only has he been a great passer, but he also has gotten a few goals himself. And also the very obvious threat of El Shaarawy, who is very Chamberlain-like winger, and if they have him and Pato and on each side, that's going to be very dangerous for us. So we have to make sure we can control the midfield. Whether they put Van Bommel in there, No Chirino, all these players, whoever they put in there, we have to be able to control the midfield and not allow some of these guys to get the ball and allow them to be too creative. Because at any given moment, they can score. Especially, to my next point, not allow Zlatan Ibrahimovic to get many touches. If you give that guy even an inch of a chance, he can make a goal out of it. He's that kind of a player. We have to be able to control him. I think Vermaelen, we're going to see him in the center of the defense. I think Gibbs, he should be back.
Yeah.
He should be back for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, with Mertesacker being out, and he might be out for the rest of the season, we have to expect a very good game from both Vermaelen and Koscielny. I think they have to play their one of their best games all year and try and not let Milan play the way they play against all these other Serie A teams, or let them control the tempo of the game. The next point of that is take advantage of their lack of speed. Now, other than their wingers, they're a very slow team. They're obviously Pato, Robinho, even Robinho has lost a step. But El Shaarawy, these guys, as long as we are able to cope with them, I think in the midfield even. I think we should be able to use our speed. Someone like Walcott should be able to have no problems with his defense. He should have. At least I expect him to do very well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Milan has a very fast defense other than Thiago Silva is a very fast center back, but I just don't think he'll be able to handle both Van Persie and Walcott, or even we throw in Arshavin or Chamberlain. I don't think they'll be able to handle that. So we have to make sure that we can take advantage of that. And also, we got to at least score 2 goals. We have to score twice. I think if we want this tie to be over early and get it out of the way, we score 2 goals away. I think that's it. I don't see them, coming back to Emirates and scoring 3 on us. I don't see it. Do you guys see that at all?
What do you think, Sam?
I think it's a possibility. I mean, but it's less of a chance for them to score when you have resistant and tough Vermaelen out there and scrappy Koscielny. Sadly, Mertesacker won't be playing, but I mean, it's if we score 2 away, we definitely will have a greater chance of winning back at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely.
The only problem will be is if we go out there and we tie 0-0, that would be terrible. Even losing 1-0, it's going to be a very, very, very hard, home tie when they come play us at the Emirates. It's going to be very difficult because, the whole point of us playing away first, we should be able to put out an attacking team and, let them play defense, and then maybe we can score a goal, maybe 1 or 2, and just, relax when they come back and play at the Emirates. We can put out a more defensive team and, hold the game. What are your thoughts, Aaron? What do you think is something that will be attributed to winning the game?
Well, I think that given the way that Barcelona had played earlier against Milan in the Champions League group stages, if our midfield can play even at a 50% level to what Barcelona was doing, we automatically have a chance. Because if you saw the first leg of Barcelona versus, or not the first leg, the first tie at the Camp Nou, I think, Barcelona probably had about 80% of the possession that game. And they had so many opportunities. They had the game completely on lock. But then 2 mistakes, one in the first minute, one in the 90th minute by none other than Sergio Busquets.
The man himself.
Lost Barcelona those points. And if it weren't for those 2 mistakes, Barcelona probably should have had that game won 8 or not, well, maybe not 8 or 9-0, but maybe like 4 or 5-0. Barcelona dominated AC Milan as bad as Barcelona dominated us 2 years ago, the Messi 4-goal game. And you guys remember how that was. And honestly, I think given the way that we play football, the opportunity is there for the game to be won in a similar fashion. So, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
Who needs to play above and beyond for us to be very comfortable in this game? Who needs? What do you think, Sam?
Above and beyond, which he has been doing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys could guess what I'm talking about. None other than Van Persie.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to go. He needs to run back to the midfield, and he needs to give 200% because he's been giving 100% this whole season. He needs to give 200%, and that's what's going to win us the game. Because if anyone's going to tuck away goals, it's going to be Van Persie.
Mm-hmm. And not just that, being a constant thorn in AC Milan's defense is only going to benefit us more, and it's going to create more opportunities for Walcott, Chamberlain, Ramsey, whoever it may be. So, that it'll just be someone to get Milan's defense's respect because they have an incredible defense.
They do.
If they were to win the first leg 1-0, I have full confidence in them to go back the second leg at the Emirates and completely shut us out. And if we can get Van Persie to be a constant thorn in Milan's defense's butt, then the chances of us winning are a lot greater than it would normally be. If anything, you could call us favorites. So, I don't know.
And What do you guys think what do you think the starting 11 is going to look like? What do you think, what are your projected starting? What's your projected starting up there?
Well, Chesney obviously in goal. The defense is going to be a newer look than what we've been seeing, but a more natural one with Koscielny and Vermaelen in the center. Right back, obviously, Sonia. The left back, I say Gibbs is fit to start the game, and if he's not, I mean, that's just going to be awful for us. That would mean that we're probably going to have to play Mikel there.
It's going to be disastrous.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that us having Gibbs at left back is going to be... Yeah, because Gibbs has not played a game since coming back from his injury. I think Wenger was planning on us getting like a 2-0 lead against Sunderland, bringing out one of the wingers, probably Chamberlain, and bringing on Gibbs to get a little bit of match fitness. That opportunity is long gone. So that would just mean Gibbs is thrown right back into it in one of the most important games of the season, and I don't know how that's going to work out. That being said, defensive midfield Song as usual, and I expect him to have a very tough time, and he'll have to really work to, make sure that Milan defense doesn't get anywhere near the center backs or the fullbacks for that matter. I say Wenger goes with Ramsey starting next to Arteta in the midfield, and I think Ramsey might be able to give the Milan midfield some problems with his movement. Left and right wingers are probably going to be Chamberlain on the left, Walcott on the right. And the center forward, obviously Van de Ven. So, yeah. I mean, I can't see going any differently. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know. I kind of agree with, I pretty much agree with everything you said, but I kind of have a feeling that Wenger might mix it up in this game. I think he might include someone like Ben Ayoun or maybe even Arshavin. But like I said, we need to take advantage of their lack of speed.
Yeah.
So I think we need to play, Ramsey, who's a more quick, agile player, as you said, and put in Chamberlain, who's going to be an obvious, threat. I think he's going to go up against Abate. And Abate, he's a pretty fast player,
he established himself as one of the best fullbacks in Serie A last season.
He has. And, last season he had a little bit of a better run than he is right now. Last season he was able to be a very creative person, very, very creative back, very good crosser. But this year I just, haven't seen it from him, at least from the games I've seen. And I guess on the left side, it's going to be Irby Emanuelson, unless they use anybody else. I know Taiwo, I think he was loaned out to QPR.
What maybe Antonini or Zambrotta?
Yeah, could be one of those.
I don't know about the injury status of those players.
I'm not sure either. But last game was Irby Emanuelson playing left back. So, and he's a quick player himself, but I think
he's not a natural left back. He's a winger.
He's not. So I think Walcott should be able to.
Past those players.
Put a stamp on. What do you think, Sam? Any different from what Aaron said
about
the starting 11?
No, I agree with everything. I mean, but I also agree that he's going to play Arshavin and Ben Ayoun. Maybe not Ben Ayoun. Maybe Arshavin. It's probably some 70th minute. I'm thinking Wenger is going to start playing those quick players against Milan. I'm sure he sees what we see in Italian teams.
The one thing is, though, the last time that we played against Milan, Theo Walcott came off the bench, and he destroyed them off the bench. Now, maybe Wenger wants to do that again. Get that slow defense a little bit tired.
Then put in Walcott as a secret weapon.
Yeah.
That could work out, but who are we going to start Walcott instead of Walcott?
Probably Arshavin.
Arshavin?
I don't know. It could work out, because at the end of the day, he plays at the same pace that a lot of these Serie A left backs and right backs are expected of. So
yeah, the physical demand of the Premiership. I think if Arshavin were to go to play for any other Serie A team, I think he'd do fantastic. We've seen with Clarence Seedorf at his old age. Obviously not the same player he was, but he's still doing it. He's still a very creative player. He's another one of those players that we have to watch out for if he is going to be in the starting lineup. He's a very creative, tricky player. He has a very, very intelligent football mind. Very intelligent player, and he's also a very good outside, shot specialist. So you have to worry about that too. We have to be able to make sure Son can handle some of that midfield workload.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot on his hands because Seedorf is basically an equivalent playmaker to a guy like Xavi Hernandez. It's just that he doesn't have the legs that Xavi Hernandez does. So, I don't know. It's going to be a tough night. What are your guys' predictions?
2-1 Arsenal.
All right.
It's going to be a close game, but I'm thinking Arsenal's going to take it. We're going to go out there try to prove ourselves to everyone against AC Milan. I mean, we can do it.
What do you think, Aaron?
I think
Your predicted score.
I think 2-1 Milan. But either way, I wouldn't be too downhearted by that score as long as we get that away goal.
Yeah.
I need an away goal. We need to have an away goal.
Yeah, I think
that's crucial.
I think that is crucial. I think if we were to go out there and not score one, I think it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, the tie, you might as well call it over.
For me, I think the score, it's going to come down to, I think, who makes the first mistake. If we're playing sloppy out there, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, I don't see why Milan can't score 1 or 2 goals on us. And same thing for Milan. If Milan, doesn't respect us, they don't play the right way, we can easily burn them. Maybe get 2 goals in, and then after that, that's going to be very, very tough for them. But this is what's great about the Champions League. You play 2 games, home and away, and one result impacts the other one more than anything. One result is going to change the game. One goal can just change everything. So if like Aaron said, we go out there and we just get an away goal, even if it is a 1-1, that's fine with me. As long as everyone
bring it back home.
Yeah, bring it back home, and in front of our crowd, try and play a defensive game. Maybe slot one in at home, or maybe even 0-0.
Yeah.
Keep it like that, and we'll go away with the victory and off to the next round in the Champions League, which I don't think anybody would be disappointed with. Anything else, guys?
That's about it.
Well, thanks, guys, for watching. As usual, look us up on Facebook, Twitter. We're everywhere. Everything's in the description box. Like us and add us on Facebook as well. And hope that you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully, we'll be talking in a few days about how we won the game, and and a little side note: Today is Aaron's
birthday.
And he's turning 21 years old today, and he will go and get drunk tonight with all his friends. So yeah. So thank you for watching, guys, and until next time, this is Alan signing off, Aaron, and Sam as well.
GunnersForever.com.